Welcome back to Quick Bites. I'm Chef Z with Virginia Western Community College, and we're going to be making an omelet today. So what you'll need is you'll need your eggs, your bowl, your whisk. You'll need your pan, preferably a non-stick pan. Whatever toppings, I'm just going to use cheese today, and you'll need your rubber spatula and your plate. So the first thing we're going to do is I've already cracked 3 eggs. We're going to make a 3-egg omelet, and I'm going to whisk them. It's very important when making omelets that you whisk in as much air as you can. And if you go to Waffle House, which is one of my favorite places, believe it or not, they use a milkshake machine to whip their eggs for their omelets. So they get all that air in it. So the more air that you can incorporate into it, the fluffier and lighter the omelet is going to be. So if you just take your eggs and crack them and mix them a little bit and make an omelet, it's going to be much denser than if you really beat some air into it. And this is why we like to use a whisk. You could do it with a fork as well. A fork will get air into it. It just takes a little more effort. We also want to make sure our pan is good and hot when we start. When the eggs hit the pan, we should hear it, okay? You don't want to dump the eggs into a cold pan. Generally, making an omelet, it is a saute method, so it should take just a minute or two. It shouldn't take like 8-10 minutes to make an omelet. It should be cooked pretty quickly. The idea is to get it in the pan, get it cooked, get it out of the pan. So here we go. So you can hear the egg. So my pan was hot enough. Now we want to drain the egg. Push the egg from the side to the center and drain the egg. And what this will do is it'll make your omelet higher, and it will also drain the top because we're going to flip it, and we don't want a bunch of wet egg when we go to flip it. And in the end, this omelet on the plate will look fairly thick because we are draining it like this. You want to shake your pan some because you want to make sure it's not sticking, because if it sticks, we're going to have a hard time flipping it. Okay? So, good and loose. Okay? So now my omelet's moving in the pan. I'm going to let it cook another minute or so, and then we're going to flip it. Okay? And to learn to flip in a pan is not that difficult. You take a cold pan like this and a piece of dry toast, and you just practice. You've got to snap your wrist to make it come over, okay? So let's give it a whirl. Okay, so there's our flip. And at this point, we put our cheese on. If we had other toppings like onions, ham, mushrooms, we could have actually cooked that in the egg. And then we put the cheese in last. And then, once it's good and done, we want to make sure again that it's loose. And then we're going to plate it. And normally when you plate an omelet, you want the roundness of the omelet to go along the edge or the roundness of the plate. This isn't quite a round plate, but you get the concept. And then we just flip it over. Okay? And then there's our cheese omelet.